Hey guys, it's Rebecca Oberstadt. We are in my kitchen because I keep seeing people make chicken and like stick it in the sink and wash it and do all kinds of like other crazy stuff to it. I'm gonna show you how I do my baked chicken. I just got my new baking trays in yesterday. These are 1 inch deep. I will try and leave them linked down below. These are beautiful pans. I just washed them up real quick. And I have all my spices out. So really quick before I get into anything else, I put bay leaves underneath the chicken, and what that does is it helps pull the fat out of the chicken and it puts it in the tray, which you can either dump off and recycle, like throw it out in the trash or something, or sometimes we use it on our fire in the backyard. But it makes it so that the chicken itself isn't very fat, but the juices stay in the tray, so it like simmers the chicken to allow them to be a little bit more tender. I cook the chicken at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Again, I'm in the United States, I'm in Florida. And we cook our chicken for about an hour and a half, sometimes an hour and 45 minutes at the 350. The other spices that I use, I have ground sage and chives. I've been using chives lately because I like the little kick that it gives. My dad does different spices than I do, but this is what I like to do. Tarragon is also really, really good at bringing out the flavor of chicken. It's kind of like a sweet spice on its own, or herb. But if you use it on chicken, it gives the chicken this like rich flavor that allows you to, I don't know, there's like an aromatic thing that goes on with the chicken when you put tarragon on it. The other thing I have is poultry seasoning. Sometimes I need to refill my pepper grounds, but I have a pepper grinder that I use and I do that like last. And that's basically it. Actually, probably ought to refill my pepper granules while I'm thinking about it. Oh, I forgot. I put garlic on everything just because that's just me. Do not wash your chicken with soap and water. That is just nasty. Absolutely nasty. And I try not to touch too many things when I'm handling the chicken. I'm very careful with how I handle my chicken, and then going to the sink to wash my hands. I'm very careful with what I have to touch, because the spread of salmonella is no joke. There was a CBC thing it's the Canadian news station that they did on their YouTube channel one day, where it showed just how much contamination the lady did in her kitchen by all of the things that she touched. So I'm like super anal about that. I have had salmonella poisoning more than once, and it's not fun. You get all kinds of nasty symptoms. And there's a little bit of pepper left on the tray for me, filling my pepper granules. So, okay, I'm going to change the view so you can see the stovetop, and I'm going to get into it. I also use chicken thighs. It's cheaper to buy a bag of chicken thighs. It used to be like $5 or $6 to get this, but now it's more like $7 to $11 depending on what's going on in the world, price-wise. But still, it's a really good deal. My dad and I eat like one thigh, or sometimes I eat like the leg part and then leave the drumstick to eat for like another meal. So sometimes I split one thigh up into 2 pieces. And there's, yes, there's more meat on a chicken breast, but this is cheaper. It's easier. We buy a bag. What is this brand? Claxton Select Chicken. I mean, we've bought Purdue before. We've bought Tyson. My brother used to drive for one of those companies when he was a truck driver. I don't know why I'm blurry all of a sudden. So, and my dad used to work on a chicken farm. So we know how chicken is made, how it's processed. I know how they defeather and all the lovely stuff that goes on with chicken. I am not a vegetarian. I'm not a vegan. I never have been. I never will be. My diet mainly consists of poultry. So, and I'm familiar with how they're raised, what they're fed, how the process is done to turn them into what we put on our trays to cook. So none of that stuff really bothers me. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the bag cut open, eyeball how many pieces there are, and then lay out the basil leaf or the bay leaves first. And I have this like big one. I'm just gonna break that one in half now because of the fact that it's so big. So that'll be for 2 pieces. And I love I love the smell of bay leaves. Okay, so I'm gonna get you guys switched around and then I will record the process. Like I said, it takes about an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes to cook. And I might film the end process when it's done to show you what it looks like. And you don't do anything with them. You don't flip them, you don't touch them, you don't poke them, you don't, nothing. Once you put them in the oven, you leave them. Unless it smells like something's burning, and then, well, you should have cleaned your oven first. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. All right, you should be able to see what I'm gonna do. And I just leave everything in the bag that it comes in for easy disposal. And I wash everything after it touches chicken. So these scissors will get washed, and I don't cut the bag all the way open. Again, I'm careful with how I touch things. Looks like there's like 9 pieces in there. So we're gonna start off with this many bay leaves. And then I literally just reach in and we plop them on the tray. And you wanna put them on top of the bay leaves. Wow, that big fat piece. It's a wee one. Oh, we got a little piece. Oh, it's an actual wing. And there's 2 pieces left. So I had exactly enough bay leaves. Now, because I barely use this pan, I then take this and I take it immediately outside and then I go wash. Oven's preheated. Okay, now to season the chicken, I'm gonna move you guys a little closer. Make sure you can see everything. Like I said, I garlic the shit out of everything, so. Which is why we have a really big thing of Badia. Hey Badia, you guys want to sponsor me? The majority of these spices are Badia. That's what I prefer. This is Badia. Both of these are Badia. This is Badia. This one here is Badia. That's the adobo. Yep, the adobo is Badia. Alright, and then we chive it. I can't believe the cute little wing we got. They do that for weight. And I'll probably end up doing like baked potatoes or something to go with this. We still have roasts that I made 2 days ago that we're still eating. So I didn't technically have to make this, but I didn't want to leave it in the fridge any longer because I picked up the pickup order like Tuesday or Wednesday. And I don't like to leave uncooked chicken for too long. About the 1 week mark, it starts to get a little funky. And then you gotta rinse it off. This is the sage. Now you can do this stuff before and then just cover them and stick them back in the fridge, but I don't have time for all that. Plus I run out of fridge space. In the bag it's easy to maintain, but once it's on the tray and stuff, trying to rearrange my entire fridges, because I have 2 refrigerators, it's just, I'd need a whole other fridge. I just don't have it. I just season the stove. And the chicken seasoning also has like tarragon and stuff in it. I think this is just a Walmart brand one. If you do use rosemary in your chicken, put it in the tray directly. Don't put it on the chicken because then it'll bake down into the skin of the chicken and makes it kind of woodsy to eat later. All right, there's thyme, sage, marjoram, rosemary, black pepper, and nutmeg in here. So there is no tarragon. And then the last step, freshly ground pepper. I do not salt anything. I try not to salt my food unless I have to before cooking it, because some people tolerate salt a little bit better than others, but some people don't do salt at all. Like my dad rarely puts salt on anything. Afterwards, when I get done, I usually do Himalayan pink salt on my food, but the less you salt the stuff when you're cooking, the better it is. Plus, salt can tend to make food tough. And now that I got that done, I immediately go and put my stuff away. My grandmother raised me to cook, clean as you cook. You take something out, put it away, and just go back in the fridge. Okay, now these are ready for the oven. Since we only have 2 things in here, just that's it. Now they get to sit in there for about an hour and a half. I'm a little too far in. I know I'm not worried about burning myself. Okay. Got the timer or the thing set. I'll set the timer for an hour and a half. And then I'll check it then. I peek in on it. And if I need to, I'll let it go a little longer. So I will see you guys when it's done. Alright, so there's 20 minutes left. I figured I'd come check on it. It smells amazing. Oh yeah, look at that. Got 20 minutes left to go. See how the bottom tray is all burbling and stuff? Nice. Alright, so I added some taters in here. I've got to get them out first. And now to get the chicken out. Now, if you don't want your seasoning on the top, you can, just take the chicken and flip it over. Don't eat the leaves. And I go one step further, and this will be my piece, and I just squash it to break the drumstick off. So that's a meal, and that's a meal. Ta-da! Chicken falling off of it. It's done. What your baked chicken should look like. Nice and crispy on top. No washing, no soap, no water. And then you enjoy. Too bad you guys can't smell what the house smells like right now, because it smells amazing.